It's almost habitual. Your yard starts to die in the heat of the summer, so you add water and fertilizer. But if the fertilizer isn't fully absorbed into your yard, the next time it rains, it can cause what's called eutrophication.
Eutrophication is just the process where nutrients are added to a body of water, and those nutrients are usually related to plants. Two of the main nutrients that can lead to eutrophication of bodies of water are nitrogen and phosphorus, which are the main ingredients of fertilizer.
When these nutrients run into bodies of water and cause eutrophication, it doesn't just make the water green. There's a bigger issue happening under the water's surface.
So when we think about aquatic animals, especially like fish, when this eutrophication happens, it can lead to algae blooms, which is just, anytime you've walked out to a pond or a lake and it turns, really green, that can have really bad effects on our fish population. One way that this can happen is after these algae blooms sort of reach their peak, they start dying off, and the bacteria that consume the dead algae, they take up all the oxygen in the water, and it basically kills the fish because they're not able to breathe in the water.
Add high heat and a lack of rain during the summer, it's a perfect recipe for algae growth.
That with the combination of that dry ground that doesn't absorb water very well, when we do get a good rain, a good heavy rain, that's going to really encourage that runoff of minerals and nutrients and lead to eutrophication.
The good news is you can still fertilize your yard while not being a contributor to the problem. It's as simple as picking the right time to fertilize.
And so it's important for people to think about what time of year they're fertilizing, what conditions they're fertilizing in. If it's really dry outside, adding fertilizer is probably not going to get absorbed into your yard. It's just going to run off. You're wasting your money, and you're contributing to anthropogenic eutrophication.
Knowing what you know now about algae, don't be worried. We want to leave you with this.
Don't think algae as necessarily bad. They produce upwards of 50% of the oxygen that our planet has. So they're very useful and they're very important.
Welcome to summer. That's right, summer. Meteorologically speaking, we think of June 1st. When we use our long-range cycling weather pattern theory, we were looking at Father's Day as one of those extended forecasts, and it looks like it will hold. Mostly sunny skies for June 18th and a high temperature around 90 degrees. Big weather story this summer will be El Nino. What's El Nino? It's warmer than average water temperatures in the equatorial Pacific. And what it does is it allows clusters of thunderstorms to form over that area, diverting the winds aloft around those clusters of thunderstorms, and they head toward the United States. Typically with an El Nino season, the Pacific Northwest is warmer than average, and the parts of the Great Lakes are warmer than average, while the southern plains see wetter than average conditions. Sometimes it takes until winter for the full effects of El Nino to be felt. We'll see how things play out this year. The Climate Prediction Center already has parts of East Texas leaning toward likely above average temperatures this summer, while the northern plains look like they have an equal chance of being either cooler than average or warmer than average. When it comes to rainfall, we might be wetter than average, but we could also be drier than average. We're sitting right there in that equal chance category. We'll see how El Nino, again, plays a role in that forecast. Certainly looks like the Ohio River Valley, though, will have wetter than average conditions. When it comes to heat, we're thinking one big time period where we could see extreme heat here in East Texas, and that could be between July 15th and July 31st. But the strongest part of that heat wave will be over the East Coast, but we will feel some of it. So our summer weather forecast, near average temperatures here in East Texas with near average rainfall. Heat waves in mid to late July, but we could also see one in early to mid-August. And what about the summer tropical outlook for July, August, and September? When we use our long-range cycling pattern theory and we look at storms that have been already brewing in parts of the Gulf of Mexico and near the Florida coastline, there are two main periods that we need to watch closely: July 13th to July 23rd and August 28th to September 15th. The August 28th to September 15th timeframe has the highest risk. Keep checking back to CBS 19 for updates on your summer forecast.
This CBS 19 weather special is sponsored by Stonewater Roofing, Accurate Home Services, and Gas and Supply.